Hello.
Hi.
Today I'm going to teach you about three important topics: psychology, developmental psychology, and how family influence development, especially during middle and late childhood. Before I begin, I want to ask you a simple question. When you hear the word psychology, what comes to your mind?
Uh, I think psychology means studying of like mind or brain.
Yes, exactly. This is a good answer. Psychology is the study of how people think, feel, and behave. It helps us understand how people act the way they do in a different scenarios or situations.
Can you give me some examples?
Yeah, for example, when people are stressed, some may become quiet, some may become angry, and some may cry. Psychology help explain those differences.
Alright.
Do you think people always behave the same way in every situation?
Uh, no, I don't think like people behave the same way. I think like they behave pretty differently depending upon what is happening.
Yeah, people's behavior changes depending on emotions, environment, past experiences, and even age.
Yeah.
But mm, now let me ask you, can you think of a time when emotions affected someone's behavior?
Uh, yeah. Like when someone is angry, I mean, they may say something very rude or very differently. Sometimes something they don't mean it.
That is a perfect example.
Uh-huh.
Emotions can affect our actions. Even someone is nervous, they might speak less. If someone is happy, they might be more social. So psychology helps us understand the connections. Now let's move into developmental psychology. Developmental psychology is a branch of psychology that studies how people grow and change over age. Do you think a baby understands the world the same way as the adults do?
Nah, babies do not understand things like adults, I guess, because they're just babies.
Yeah, babies are still developing. They cannot think, speak, or control emotions the same way adults do. Developmental psychology studies changes in thinking, emotions, behavior, and social relationships from infancy to adulthood. Can you think of something you understand now that you did not understand when you were a child?
I
Or
mean,
were younger? I'm sorry.
my bad. Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, right? I did not understand any responsibilities, but I think now I understand them better, I guess.
That is also a great example. For example, your example was good. As we grow, our thinking changes. Children may think mostly about the present, but older people generally usually understand consequences and responsibilities better. Development happens in stages. For example, babies depend completely on caregivers or nannies. Children start learning skills and making friends. Teenagers begin thinking more deeply about identity and independence.
I see.
Why do you think it is important to understand how children develop?
I mean, I think like parents and teachers can understand children better and like help them.
Yeah, if adults understand development, they can support children in the right way. For example, we do not expect a toddler to behave like an adult because their brain is still developing. A toddler may cry or throw a tantrum because they cannot fully explain their feelings yet. But if an adult did the same thing, people would react differently.
Yeah, completely.
So, developmental psychology helps us know what behavior is normal for each age. Let's think about a real life example. Imagine two children. One grows up in a supporting home, and other grows up in a stressful home. Do you think they will develop this exact same way?
Uh, to be honest, I think the development will be pretty different.
Yes. The child in a supporting home may feel safer and more confident, while the child in stressful home may struggle with emotions or trust. This shows that development is affected by both age and environment. So far, we learned about psychology, studies thoughts, feelings, and behavior. Developmental psychology studies how people change over time. Next, we will talk more about childhood development, especially middle and late childhood,
I see.
and how family affects childhood over time.
Yeah.
Now, let's go deeper into childhood environment, especially middle and late childhood.
Let's go.
Before I explain, I wanted to ask you,
Me?
when you think about childhood, what comes to your mind?
Uh, like, whenever I think about childhood, the first thing that comes in my mind is friends, right? School, and also like learning new things, I would say.
Yeah, that's a really good way to describe it. Childhood is a very important stage because this is when children develop many important skills and they use it later in their life. Um, Before we focus on middle childhood, let's briefly talk about early childhood.
Yep.
In early childhood, children depend a lot on parents. They learn basic emotions. They begin to explore the world. Why do you think young children depend so much on their parents?
I mean, it is because they cannot do things on their own, I believe.
Yeah, at that stage, they are still learning basic skills.
Yeah.
Also, children at this age ask a lot of questions, especially why. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah. Like kids always ask why.
Right, that's because they are trying to understand everything around them. Now, let's talk about middle childhood, which is usually from about 6 to 11 years old. At this stage, children go to school,
Yeah.
interact with others, begin to develop important social and thinking skills. One of the biggest changes during this school life. During this stage, sorry, is school life. Why do you think school is important for children?
Firstly, to have fun. I mean, and secondly, I think to learn things like reading and maths.
Yeah, that's correct. Because they learn things like reading and math. But school is not just about learning subject, it also helps children develop discipline, learn how to follow rules, interact with others.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's talk about friendships. Another friendship is like another important part of middle childhood. Children begin to care more about their friends and what others think about them. Do you remember caring about your friends' opinions when you were younger?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I always want to fit in within the circle.
Exactly. Why do you think fitting is important at this age?
I mean, in my opinion, they just want to feel accepted, I guess.
Yeah, feeling accepted is very important to children. If children feel accepted, they are more confident. If they feel left out, it can affect their self-esteem.
Yeah, pretty much.
At this stage, children also develop better thinking skills. They start to think more logically, solve problems, understand cause and effect. For example, they begin to understand that actions have consequences, so they can make better decisions. Uh, why do you think this is important?
I mean, to make better decisions, I
Exactly.
guess.
This is when children start becoming more responsible.
Mhm.
Another important thing is that children start comparing themselves to others.
Mhm.
For example, grades, abilities, appearance.
Mhm.
Have you ever compared yourself to others when you were younger?
Yeah, I guess.
That's very common. It's okay. Maybe to why do you think children compare themselves?
I mean, to see how good they are, I guess.
Yeah, but this can have both positive and negative effects.
I know.
Positive, it motivates improvement,
Mhm.
and negative is it lowers confidence if they feel they are not good enough. Now let's move into late childhood, which is when children start becoming more independent.
Mhm.
They begin to make their own decisions,
Mhm.
take responsibility, develop a stronger sense of identity. Why do you think independence is important at this stage?
I mean, that's a good question. Firstly, because like they need to learn how to handle things on their own. I
Yeah.
believe, right?
Yeah, independence helps prepare them for adulthood.
Uh-huh.
At this stage, confidence becomes very important. Children start to form ideas about themselves. For example, I'm good at school. I'm not good at sports. These beliefs can affect their future behavior. What do you think helps build confidence in children?
In my point of view, I think support from like parents and the success, I guess.
Yes, both of those are very important. Support helps children feel safe, and success helps them believe in themselves.
Yeah.
Children also face challenges at this stage. For example, academic pressure, social pressure, and competition. Why do you think this pressure can be difficult?
Uh, I think because like they might feel little stressed about things at very young age.
Yeah, stress can affect both their mental and emotional health. So, in middle and late childhood, children develop social skills, thinking skills, confidence, independence. All of these are very important for their future. Now that we understand childhood development, the next thing we will talk about is something that strongly influences all of this,
Alright.
and that is family. Okay, so now let's talk about family, which is one of the most important influences on development.
Yeah.
Before I explain more, I want to ask you, why do you think family is important for a child?
I mean, because family raises the child and take good care of them before anyone.
Yeah, family is the first environment a child experiences. It plays a huge role in shaping behavior, emotions, personality, confidence. One of the most important role of the family is emotional support. Children need to feel safe, loved, and supported. Why do you think people feeling loved is more important for a child? I mean, feeling loved is more important for a child.
So, like, they feel secure and also confident.
Yeah, when children feel supported, they are more likely to take risks, try new things, believe in themselves.
Yeah.
Now, let's think about two different situations. One child grows up in a supportive and loving family. Another child grows up in a stressful or neglectful environment. How do you think their behavior might be different?
Uh, I believe the first child might be more confident, right?
Yeah.
And the second child may struggle a little bit, I think.
Yeah, that's correct. The child in a supportive environment is more likely to feel secure, while the child in a stressful environment may experience anxiety or low confidence. Excuse me. Families also differ in how they raise children. These are called parenting styles.
Okay.
For example, some parents are very strict, some are more relaxed, some try to balance both. Which type of parenting do you think is best?
Uh, Maybe a balance between the strict and the relaxed one.
Yeah, that's often considered the most effective approach.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think balance is important?
Uh, in my point of view, right? Too strict can be stressful, and too relaxed might not give enough discipline to a child, which may lead to bad path.
Yeah, a balanced approach helps children feel supported, learn discipline, develop responsibility. Uh, Family affects almost every part of development. For example, how children handle stress, how they communicate, how they view themselves. Do you think two children from the same family can still be different?
I mean, yeah, me and my sister are completely different.
Why do you think that happens?
I mean, because of like personality or like different experience.
Exactly. Even in the same family, children can have different experiences, personality, and reactions. Let's think about a real life example. Imagine two siblings, not your sister, but imagine two siblings
Uh-huh.
growing up in the same house.
Uh-huh.
One becomes very confident,
Uh-huh.
and the other becomes very quiet or reserved. Why do you think that happens?
I mean, to be honest, like, are you giving my example or something?
No, I said no.
I mean,
This
maybe because like they are treated differently, or have like different personality. That sounds more reasonable. Right?
Yeah, both of those reasons are possible. This shows that development is influenced by family, personality, environment, and experiences. Now, let's talk about what happens when family environments are not supportive.
Mhm.
Children may experience stress, anxiety, low self esteem. Why do you think stress at a young age can be harmful?
Because like it can affect how they grow up.
Yeah, it can affect their mental health, behavior, future relationships. On the other hand, a positive family environment can help children feel confident, succeed in school, build strong relationships. Why do you think encouragement is important?
Uh, because like it motivates motivate children to move forward.
Yes, encouragement helps children believe in themselves. So, if we connect everything we talk about, psychology, I'm going to just explain you the like everything we just talked about.
Alright.
Okay, like a summary. Psychology helps us understand behavior.
Mhm.
That's the thing about psychology. So and developmental psychology explains how behavior changes over time, like from childhood to being adult, and childhood is when major development happens, and family plays a huge role in shaping all of it. So let me ask you a few final questions. What do you think is the most important factor in a childhood's development?
I will say family for sure.
Yes, that is one of the most important factors. What do you think happens if a child does not receive enough support?
I think they struggle like emotionally. They feel disconnected.
You're doing good, exactly. So today we learn psychology is the study of thoughts, feelings, and behavior. Developmental psychology studies how people changes over time, and childhood is the critical stage of development, and family has a major influence on growth and behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Before we finish, I wanted to ask you one last question.
Okay.
What is the one thing you learned today that you did not know before?
I mean, like you give the example of siblings, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so I feel like the family has a big impact on development.
Yes, that is the one of the most important ideas. Understanding development helps us understanding people better and support them in the right way. Okay, thank you for listening and participating.
Alright, thank you for not being so personal.
This is Jenny Subedi and I am Smriti Baral. Thank you for
Thank you,
listening and
guys.
your time. Thank you.